Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 8 of She-Hulk. Now, this show is guilty of many things when it comes to its poor writing, its poor execution, and me really disliking Jen as a character in comparison to her comics incarnation, but at least I can cross false advertising off the series' list of sins. Because Charlie Cox finally comes in as Daredevil, and honestly, he's part of the reason that this is possibly the best episode of the series so far. Though, given what we've gotten so far, that's not particularly saying very much. So the plot of this episode is that Leapfrog is apparently trying to get some compensatory damages from Luke, the superhero costume designer, but turns out he actually added jet fuel to the boosters he uses on his costume, which was against the manufacturer's recommendations. So his case is thrown out, where Luke has Daredevil represent him in court. And later, She-Hulk actually fights Daredevil in a parking lot when she thinks he's trying to harm Leapfrog, when really Leapfrog kidnapped Luke in order to make him a new costume. So Daredevil and She-Hulk work together to save Luke and to take down Leapfrog's goons, which thankfully does lead to a few cool hallway fight scenes, which you might remember from the Netflix series. I honestly think the Netflix series did Daredevil's character and his fight scenes a bit better, but these are still pretty fun, and given the series' lackluster action, I do think that this action scene was probably one of the best. Imagine, one of the best action scenes in the series happens without She-Hulk in it. That's a big problem. Anyways, I have no idea why they made Daredevil's costume yellow in this scene, and even though they point that out in the scene itself, I do think he still would have looked better in red. Anyways, Daredevil and She-Hulk actually also bang, which I think is really odd. I don't think Matt Murdock would ever do that. At least not this quick, but hey, at least she has decent chemistry with Murdock, and Charlie Cox is at least good enough to make his material work, though I can't say the same for most of the other actors throughout the episode. Especially that cringeworthy Todd guy who happens to own a Wakandan spear now. I'm pretty sure the Dora Milaje would not approve. Anyways, after all of that, it actually does feel like the episode should be ending, but turns out we've got to set up the big twist for the finale. So we go to the gala where it turns out Intelligentsia are once again there to basically discredit She-Hulk and show a video of her and Josh doing the thing. So yeah, I still think Intelligentsia are basically just a big jab towards She-Hulk's haters, which again, constantly insulting the haters of your show almost never works out. Especially when you basically portray them as the villains of the show, after all. And while Charlie Cox isn't enough to salvage the whole show, of course, he's enough to salvage his sections of the episode, as he's generally funny, witty, works well with the material, and he's still in good enough shape to work well with the action scenes. So who knows, maybe that Daredevil series will actually be decent. But given the Disney Plus series level of writing when it comes to some of the other characters, even his old villain Kingpin, I don't really think that'll happen. Okay, Kingpin's one of the lesser examples of them screwing up, but you get what I mean. So yeah, it's an enjoyable episode with some fun action and some funny banter, but what it sets up for the finale has me deeply concerned. So hopefully they don't go too far in the fan hating. Actually, who am I kidding? They're going too far already. Let's just hope this doesn't end as badly as I hope it'll be. See you next time.